In terms of a metaphor, since metaphors can be very powerful, right? I think we could describe Singapore as being like a hawker center. And a hawker center is perfect right now. We already have UNESCO status for it. Less need to explain it, this unusual term. Well, what I mean is, in a hawker center, you would have the food of all the major communities represented, right? And including a halal section. And increasingly, if you go to most food centers, many of the stalls are foreign, like Korean, Japanese, Western,
Malay,
yeah. So that is the cosmopolitan aspect of it. Not just our original main ethnic communities, but increasingly there's a foreign elements as well, and that is, to me, is a very nice metaphor for Singapore. And it also there's a chance that in the future it could take its place in the whole history of metaphors of race relations. It's unfortunate that most people are stuck in the melting pot metaphor, which is actually from the 60s or 70s. But the problem with the melting pot, as many social scientists observed, is that in a melting pot, all the ingredients that you throw into the pot disintegrate and boil away. And that's not what you want in a society. Actually, you want integration, assimilation, but not disintegration of anyone's original or constituent culture. So the social scientists developed the metaphor further to a salad bowl, in which the ingredients are added but retain their essential shape and a constitution. They don't all boil into one. And some took that further to develop the idea of a potluck. So now the food metaphor is developed to such an extent that the vegetables have become humans. They're attending a party and they bring their best dish. Like what we would do in society, we bring the best of our cultures, like on Racial Harmony Day in our schools, and many events in Singapore, we bring the best of ourselves to that gathering. But the Singapore contribution to this evolution of the metaphors of race relations could be the hawker center. Where the difference between hawker center and the potluck is that I think the potluck was derived from Western worldview, where it is where individualism is the primary driving force. So potluck, it exemplifies that very well. Everybody bring your own dish, but in a hawker center we gather and we participate in a communal meal.
And you can get food, even if you're a party of 5 people, doesn't make Korean food, you can still get Korean food.
Yes.
Actually, then everyone's plate, I mean, that's when you go with your family, everybody order different dish, but your plate might have Malay food, Indian food, Chinese food, Korean food, and that's the best kind of plate.
Yes, and we have already attained this UNESCO status for hawker centers. We could now use the hawker center as a conversational starting point to talk about Singapore as a country, this key attribute of its country brand.
And do you think that happens enough? Because I haven't heard that analogy happen. I mean, I think it's common sense to anyone who hears it, but it's rarely talked about academically.
It came to me after listening to the Prime Minister's National Day rally last year. And I posted about it on my social media.